But Quap as well. Yeah, I was thinking DK or Quap. Actually wanted to mention Quap first, but to hell with it, whatever.
No, he's probably not going to break even. Although that was a very nice resonant pulse, getting 2 CS. Let's say he loses the lane by like 15-20%. I think that's okay. It's not too bad. His hero can do a lot later.
Well, top lane, a lot of damage being done to S4. Crystallize will take the first blood for himself.
Yeah, and on top of it, he doesn't have wave clear, right? Like that's also a weakness for any core in this patch. I feel like if you can't kill waves, the game gets really difficult to play. And one of your supports is AA, who also can't. At the very least, your killer lane is very strong here. They will snap on S4. He is dead.
He is donezo. That is a level 1 on Chaos Strike. Got that beautiful combo, procking the cold feet. Again, tried and true old school combination. The only older school combination I can think of, SyndereN. Do you remember this? Sven, Lina.
Oh, I was thinking that. When you said a more old school combo, I immediately thought Sven, Lina. Yeah.
Oh, Slayer tried to put FNG on the cliff. It was really close, but ends up getting fire blasted down. And the courier dies as well. Yeah, so it all evens out. I think it was blocking the camp in the bot lane. Completely denied it. That was interesting. Took him like a million hits. But
yeah, you need to hit like 8 times, right? Oh, S4 top again.
Crystallized top. Yeah, combo. The proc is there. Nice blocking from Handskin, but
there's the Quap TP. They're overextending badly right now.
Is there? Limp with the Sonic Wave is available. There's the ult from the Chaos Knight. Looks like they'll find the Chaos Knight, but the AA was able to TP out just barely.
So he should probably still go Helm of the Dominator here. But
no, he's scouting out with this Hawk, but there is a
better than Vlad's though. He is so dead.
He is very dead. That's a lot of stuns. AA Blast not needed. A lot of those spells were not needed. But they hate S4. They remember what he did at TI3.
They killed his corpse. That's great. This is reminding me a little bit of this series against Secret, where Navi's, they're going to get Hanskin at least, but they'll be too late to the pit. They're not even realizing it's happening. Something similar happened against Secret, where Navi's laning stage went okay. They miscommunicated that, or they just, it probably wasn't communicated, and that was the problem, right? They just used the spells at the same time. It's just unfortunate. Things like that will happen once in a while.
Blast looks like it's gonna miss again. Nico Baby is gonna be surrounded here very shortly. No arena to speak of, but the spear's there into the trees. It's gonna be close. Nico Baby strengthening up very nicely. He finally will fall just barely, but the rest of the team has come. The Aegis is now consumed. Navi is
very nice.
Potentially gonna get away with maybe nobody dying except for Slayer.
He might live too.
Almost certainly die.
Nope.
They're going to use Winter's Curse. They're going to stack stuns that don't actually stack that way, but he'll fall one way or the other. I think Navi now will take that trade.
His smoke broke. He knows they're there. He can't see them. If he saw them, he would go right away, but he knows there's heroes there at least.
Arena ready to go.
It's placed.
Alliance now too far back. Yeah, Alias is smoked right now. Oh, there's the blink in inside S4, but initiation onto Mars now. He's already at half HP thanks to that E-Blade. Crystallize that half HP. He's going to use his ult. It's going to be mostly decimated from the Queen of Pain, but the stuns are there to get him low. Looks like he is going to live just barely. Another Winter's Curse onto Crystallize. He might be finished off with that Splinter's Blast. It's a 2-for-1 now. Slayer extremely low with absolutely no mana to speak of. Nico Baby's going to continue to chase, though. AA ult looks like it will clip Nico Baby. Runs into it, in fact. So we'll probably have to back up here.
Big loss here for Navi. They're also losing bounty runes in the bottom area. They might lose all 4 again, unless Magical crosses over and looks for them.
That's looking in territory, though. Yeah, he's TPing out, so not going to happen.
They got Limp mid. That's a big
Limp. All right.
That's a big one. Yeah, lift from the fog into Chaos Bolt, plus a rotation in from Void Spirit, getting the kill gold there, 300. Closing in on the Ags. The panel talked about how this is a good Ags game. I fully agree. It's a really, really good game for the Aghanims on Void Spirit. So could be a turning point for Navi, but so far Alliance just getting the better macro plays. Let's see if this one works though.
Step into the Aether Remnant. AA Blast coming in. The spear. That is more than enough to take out that Morphling. And now Crystallize will continue on to destroy Mr. Wyvern, or Mrs. Wyvern. I'm so sorry. I got the
Wyvern's Marion
up there.
Another build that CK goes sometimes is the Blink Dagger, so you can cast Phantasm before the fight and then blink in and pull all your illusions in, which also has a lot of utility.
Well, Mars really wanted that courier. He's going to get it, but it costs him his life. Probably still worth. This is where you all chat worth, I'm pretty sure. See if they wrap back around. Crystallize, of course, would be a huge kill.
Yeah.
S4 it does have Roar.
But they're in such a bad position here.
It's going to break up. There's the Roar on top of the Orchid. And Crystallize is in a lot of trouble. Double Orchid, in fact. And yeah, that's a lot of damage. A lot of lockdown, a lot of silence. A lot of their fights are just walking up and finding somebody, which has been fortuitous so far. That'll just amplify things. As Handskin will be working on the same item. So double blinking coming fairly soon for Alliance. Crystallize is going to be found by the multicast. Pasha pops in with his ult. Actually going to spear Handskin away. Here comes the AA ult on top of Limp and the Morphling. Looks like he will finally go down, but it's a 1-for-1. Both carries are dead in this fight. Pasha gonna dive this tier 1 tower, which is living on a sliver of HP. S4 not able to really save anybody here. 2 for 2 as the AA drops as well. FNG we continue on inside the trees. There's the Orchid applied to Mars, and he's going down extremely fast to these Necro units. The buyback onto the Wyvern, who has yet to use Winter's Curse, is not really needed, though, as Magical is the last remaining member of Navi to scurry away.
Steal Firelines? No, Ignite. It's such a bad steal.
Well done.
It's like the worst spell you can steal the whole game.
What he steal?
Level 1 Ignite.
Level 1 Ignite.
It is so bad.
It cancels Blink Daggers, SyndereN. That's important.
That is true. Well, he's hoping to get Fire Blast, I think, but
he's hoping to get literally anything else. Oh, the jump in S4 with that newly picked up Blink Dagger. Looks like Rubik will be the one to fall, but it might be a trade with S4's life, and indeed it is. Looks like FNG is going to walk away with barely any HP, but they do find the Void Spirit. Limp inside the trees. Blink is available, but we'll use it to full effect, but he gets speared into Mars's ult. Ice Blast incoming, and that is going to be another easy kill for Navi, although Cold Embrace saves him for a little bit. See if he ticks down. Nico Baby pops the BKB and is going to town onto Crystallize and Pasha. Quap did fall in that engagement. Buyback onto the Void Spirit, but the CK does die in time, and I'm not sure if Magical wants to continue on with this.
They're not too concerned, I think. Because their waves are pushed very nicely, right? Every wave is across the river. So now we have to cover so much ground. Oh, the exact same play.
Slayer, they have vision of them. Orchid is there. Fable to follow as Morphling stole Rubik's spells, giving a taste of his own medicine. A Blast incoming. They'll connect.
Don't matter.
But they'll shrug it off. So that is an Aegis, that is a cheese. It looks like Limp is carrying the cheese for now. Those are the feel-good games, right? You have to have something that you have to have a downer, if you will.
A chance to get minus 10% cleave.
Just picking CK is your disadvantage already. S4, ooh, he blinks in place. Gonna get silenced up thanks to Magical's Agnum Sever. Does get his roar off, but will die shortly after. It's gonna set up a little bit of extra time for Quap to come in. Limp not able to stop this TP, but they will find the trade.
FNG very close to connecting that clumsy net.
Yeah, it's just gonna be the cheese now. As Pasha looking for an initiation, I'm sure they have the Aegis time, so they know that it is down. He sees Handskin. He's gonna go for him. Spear into the Mars ult. As Handskin getting quite low, but the Cold Embrace will keep him alive, and the rest of Alliance are going to try to take him out, but Pasha with the cheeky spider legs onto the high ground, attempting to get out, but the Winter's Curse will ensure he does not do so. And this is going to be his death. But they do FNG. Ogre. Yeah, they get FNG on the other side. See if
Magical has an illusion top that could deny 2 bounty runes right now, but it's just running past them. Might not be paying attention.
Sad. Yes.
Once again, I like the setup from Navi. I like it. I like it.
Oh, a blast onto a couple as Nico Baby has to pop the BKB. Still a silence onto S4. Primal Roar is available. He can choose to use it on Crystallize, but will instead run away, knowing that the CK has used both BKB and Phantasm. That is a huge win overall. Although they're going to go back in with Limp, silencing into the Primal Roar onto Crystallize, and Nico Baby's just come clean him up very easily. Sonic Wave is there as well. It's a 2 for none in this mini engagement. Or 1 for 0, I should say.
The follow-up's off unless you're there. You need to be really on top of him. So they landed Ice Blast, they get the Reality Rift off, but they don't get to chain stun on the lift. They're gonna try it again. This time it's good though.
Holy shit. Morphling deleted. Limp forced to use his Yules. He's very low though, and that's his stolen waveform from Slayer. And with that, Alliance has to GTFO. A sheep stick, it looks like. He does have the Witless Shako equipped, so that's 1200 HP and minus 400 mana for him. Of course, with his current item build, not really going to run
More
out
than enough mana, yeah. Oh, they found Limp. That's
Queen
big.
of Pain again. Feels like every game we cast, Queen of Pains are just out of position constantly. I feel like
it does favor the damage here.
You correct me where I'm wrong here, but this is not like a right-click build at all that he's gone. So I'm very surprised that he went for that.
It definitely isn't.
It does clean up waves very easily, though. Lincoln is popped into the
He has no defensives ready. What is happening?
And he is dead. He is super dead. We're gonna have a team fight here. As the buyback onto
that curse is crucial.
CK is destroying Slayer, his teammate. Bye-bye, my friend. S4 gets off the primal roar, but he's gonna get saved into a spear into the arena itself. Looks like we're gonna have a couple buybacks from NAVI now as Morphling getting very low. Strengthening up though with that Satanic. Very nicely done. And Crystallize will find his way to the grave. So these buybacks are all for naught, it looks like, for NAVI potentially. And Magical just gonna have to run away. Spear, not really gonna do a whole lot. And it looks like Alliance are gonna be able to clean this up very nicely. The stolen spear onto the Void Spirit. And down he goes. Pasha, you'll be able to prevent a little bit of damage, but that's the entirety of Alliance. Spartan style will not work for you. The Phalanx for the lose. And this is gonna be a Roshan. This is the Aghanim Scepter Roshan.
Honestly, that curse from Hanskin was so important in that moment. Not only did it kill a hero, it stopped AA from throwing Ice Blast. AA was caught in that curse, so he couldn't throw the Ice Blast on Morphling when they wanted to try to burst him in the river. And yeah, it clips him in the end, but it's just too little too late, right? The fight is already out of control. He just got killed in the middle of nowhere.
S4 ate the Ags, by the way.
Yeah. Throw those axes out.
Wow. He dies so fast, I'm actually kind of surprised he ate it. But they might be able to finish it like you said. We'll see. FNG walking to the enemy fountain for some reason. Gonna get telekinesed into a cold feet. No follow-up yet, but Mars is gonna be up. Mars buys back with 5 seconds left. Guess he has to defend here. Gonna jump in with that Mars ult. CK pops the BKB. Nico Baby's just gonna waveform out, and that means the AA blast will completely miss. He's gonna wave from the other side, just going for the throne. No point in killing the heroes. An Alliance take game 1. Very nicely done.
Yeah, Nico Baby finishing in style with that Rapier purchase. Just go.
All right, Navi going the Alliance's way, picking the Medusa.
So, in terms of the regen game, Navi definitely ahead in this lane thus far. Crystallize off to a decent start. Of the range creep does get denied. Oh boy. How tilting can it be? Kinetic Field will keep S4 in place. Crystallize, not sure if he wants to commit. The Jingu does connect, and the Boundless Strike with that proc. Beautifully done. Actually dodges the Ink Swell as well to add insult to injury. So
Ogre has a stun and a slow, so connecting 3 raises is not that difficult. When the carry or the core of the lane is a melee, you can easily hit that short range raise on a Fire Blast. And they might actually try right now.
Ooh, the Kinetic Field doesn't actually block him in, but the Jingu Mastery, nice blocks off from Alias. And Boundless Strike again will be enough, and the Ink Swell will die with the dead body of S4. And they're just going to continue on for Handskin. No mana to speak of, but completely zoning out Magical.
He is destroying him, actually.
22 and 7 to 11 and 5.
I don't know. We've seen so many Dragon Knights just own in lane.
Top
like maybe
lane,
my read on the
SyndereN,
hero is wrong.
telekinesis and a hoof stomp again. One more right click should do it, and they will find it in the end. It's going to be a courier death as well. FNG on the run. Do they have enough to take him out? Negative, but
looking at the overall gold bottom, Navi's lane is 1,000 gold ahead. Alliance's combined gold is 2,600, and theirs is actually 4.7k. But
you can't talk because S4 might be dying again in this bot lane. 3 stacks.
I'm looking at it.
Crystallize, Boundless Strike. Does proc it, level 6 right now. S4 attempting to get out of dodge, but the telekinesis keeps him in tow. And not only dead for a 3rd time, but no TP to get back to lane.
Like, to me, that's really surprising. You're laning against Monkey King. You have a spell that gives you 50% dodge for 5 seconds. That ruins Monkey King if he doesn't hit you and build up Jingus. But just fully obsessing over getting this high damage build for his Grimstroke.
Nico Baby being forced out of the river as Crystallize already had Jingu up. Gonna apply more pressure to FNG now. My god, he's melting. Crystallize with so much damage. Inkswell upon Nico Baby. Dragon's Blood is there though. Crystallize. Going to be very low, but the SF will be the first to fall. after the fact, and Crystallize is now attempting to run away. Dragontail is up in 1 second. Balance Strike keeping him in place.
Oh
Glimpse.
god, Alliance are getting owned.
Limp is gone. 3
They're getting
for
so
nothing.
owned.
I assume and hope that the tome will come to him. Although Handskin's pretty greedy. Not sure if he took it.
I think he might have taken it already. I'm not sure. There's a card coming
I
out.
wouldn't be surprised. Slayer, telekinesis, keeps S4 at bay, but pretty much the
That's a
entirety of
good
the line
steal.
here in this
Bloodlust
mid lane.
for Medusa and Monkey King stolen by the Rubik.
Yeah, that is good. S4 able to get the primal split off. Soulbind onto 2. Looks like Disruptor is going to be the first to fall in this engagement. Inkswell will connect onto Crystallize. He's now basically at half HP. Applying more pressure. The Fire Blast connects into the Dragon. They have so many stuns, and down goes the Monkey. Despite Alliance losing fight after fight after fight, the primal split stolen by Slayer. Let's see if he can do anything with it. Tier 1 tower will go down. But so far, Alliance has won this fight handily. Hanskin and company are still here for support here on the Dragon Knight. And
It's generally not going to win you a fight that he heals 4 less per second from Dragon Blood, but...
SyndereN is huge, especially when he gets level 25, which will have to...
Oh, Alliance better be ready here. Good position from FNG.
Tier 1
Scouting out
tower
Disruptor.
taking heavy damage. Slayer, like, it's going to be the Stampede into the Disruptor ult, and down goes Brew. You talked about how they needed that to take down the Brew to prevent the primal split. As Limp gets glimpsed into a Wukong's command, but there's the Shadow Fiend ult. Reckon doing heavy damage. Soulbind onto 2 now. FNG not able to get off a stun after the fact, and Limp and company have to get out of dodge. Magical with the Stone Gaze, not able to turn anybody into actual stone this time around. Nico Baby has no mana at all. Has this been revealed yet? Was that in that last fight? I'm not sure. I guess no. They let the courier live. Inkswell onto Limp. Not able to find anybody, but they're going to jump in onto Pasha with the Dragon Tail. Thunderclap to follow. The silence is there as well. And it looks like even the primal split expended. That's a little bit surprising. Perhaps trying to zone out, assuming that the rest of Navi will come to help, but that is not the case.
That is space, though. That is some serious space.
And Magical does have the Manta Stop
they glimpsed
completed.
SF.
The glimpse,
That is...
SF, the hell out of here. And with that, Alliance probably gives this up.
Yeah,
S4, they know that he doesn't have primal split right now. Still a lot of damage being done to Pasha. He's actually going to jump in, does Limp, with a Static Storm to follow inside the Wukong's command. Limp taking heavy damage, and he gets melted. Not even close. Perhaps thought he was tankier than he actually is. FNG now getting spotted. Balance Strike keeps him in place. Telekinesis to follow, and that is a second kill for Na'Vi. Alliance are just going to have to run now.
I think he has to just buy auras and hope Shadow Fiend and DK get the job done. I don't think there's anything... Like, S4 is never going to get a Radiance in this game at a good timing, and I don't think the dagger matters that much. Like, whether he gets a clap off before the split or not, and even if he does, it's not a good... Oh, boy. That's a good stomp. Oh, my God. Get out of here.
Static Storm onto 3 heroes, and they are melting left, right, and center. 2 dead right off the bat. Nico Baby able to get off the Requiem of Souls, but Limp is glimpsed back into the Wukong's command, and that is a double kill for Crystallize and 3 kills overall for Na'Vi. But you can't keep... Do you keep track of who they are? Like, can you remove people individually? I don't remember what's in the
Yes,
actual
you can
menu.
go and cancel people out.
But you don't do that.
Anytime.
You just let it roll over.
I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know.
So
if
it's like
I've
a
ever-
prison sentence, right? You just let them do their time. Can't play with you
yeah.
again. It's such a pleasure and an honor to play with the great SyndereN. As FNG is going to get hoof stomped into the double edge, and that's a free kill. They might be able to find the Dragon Tail will fall onto Monkey King. Drops in. Static Storm onto 2. The Soulbind is used to counteract this. The Glimpse now onto the Brewmaster, and he was just about to get Primal Split off, but not to be, my friend. Another death for poor S4. That is number 6 on his record. Magical and company going to continue on, but Nico Baby, Requiem of Souls from the trees. Brewmaster buys back into the game, which means he'll have the Primal Split available. Buy back onto the Rubik now as Centaur was the first to fall. Magical, nice timing, BKB, destroying Limp from every single side. He's going to focus onto Nico Baby now, who gets his BKB off. Looks like he'll find Crystallize in the end, so a double kill for Nico. Handskin, oh my God, Slayer takes him out with ease. The stolen stroke of fate. S4's Primal Split has now ended, and will scurry away on those panda feet. You can wreak havoc with your normal spells and then ult as the BKB is about to run out. But is he BKB walking in? Like, what do you do? You just ult from a distance then.
It's not great, yeah.
Very weird.
Stampede.
Telekinesis.
This is a big kill.
Oh my. SF gets destroyed. They have such good catch on Navi. They're finding people constantly. And Aegis will be Navi's. So they got crushed last game with all the Roshan kills. But with the Aegis intact for Magical, dealing a lot of damage with this Sacred Relic. And still has the 9-second BKB now. Oh, we're gonna have the initiation. Limp is gonna jump in with that Ink Swell, gets telekinesis with a stun onto Ilias. They really need this kill. He gets silenced after the fact, but pops the Ghost Scepter, and as a result will live, at least for now. But the Panda Brew ult goes off and finally gets that pesky disruptor, but he's gonna buy back in the game along with the Ogre Magi as Crystallize jumps onto a tree. Limp is gonna stun him with the Ink Swell, but it doesn't have vision.
Oh, I didn't cut it. He cut it too late.
Not quite cut it. Crystallize pops the wand, now at half HP. Soulbind onto 2. Crystallize is going to take the brunt of the damage, but Medusa is just going to sit inside the Static Storm and take out the Ogre Magi with ease. That is a dieback for him as Nico Baby forced to retreat with the BKB activated, and still an Aegis on the Medusa, so they haven't lost him yet. S4 was hoof stomped into a glimpse and will likely be the second casualty here for Alliance, if you want to count the Ogre Magi dying twice.
There is gold for Rapier non-magical. He still has Aegis for another minute.
Yeah, we'll be pounding upon the racks, and like you said, we'll likely just have to give this up without any sort of mounted defense. Brewmaster still dead for another 30 seconds. Is going a Blink Dagger, by the way.
A couple of enemy supports. Disruptor doesn't have buyback. Rubik actually doesn't either. He does soon, though. But if they could open up on the supports and kite the Dusa and then kill her last, that would be huge. Oh, just this?
In. It's the Bounty Rune bait. Static Storm onto 2. Nico bait with a huge Requiem of Souls. This is going to be right here, going the way of Alliance. Are you serious? Nico Baby picks it up. Unbelievable that he would put himself in that position. Crystallize with the BKB pop is now going to get initiated on, but the Ink Swell not going to do anything thanks to the BKB.
No,
we can't even get Boundless Strike off as Alliance has now turned this game off of one mistake from Navi. Holy Jesus.
He felt invincible. It's like, my team is behind me. I have BKB.
They can't get Megas. They'd have to go for Throne, which they're actually going to attempt to. Medusa is up in 20 seconds, does have buyback. Still with the Stone Gaze available, but no Monkey King for 10. Disruptor is obviously the big one, down for 40 with no buyback whatsoever. They might have to just be happy with this mid-rack, SyndereN. But still.
Oh my god, look at the win graph. Look.
And he bought back, I didn't even realize.
Rather, the Shadow Fiend has a Satanic and Chandra Yasha, so all of your stuns last half duration. And if he just gets the Satanic off, you don't have a Dispel for it. So he's going to hit twice and be full HP. Or even once with Rapier. Oh man, that's... I feel so sorry for Navi, man. That what a way.
Oh, they're gonna find the DK. That's not exactly the target you want since he's so tanky. Requiem of Souls. I believe that was 2 of them. Was that a stolen Requiem? Crystallized, getting destroyed inside his own ultimate. Holy jeez. Stone Gaze does go off, doing a decent job, but there's a Soulbind onto 2. Along with the silence to follow, Alliance just trying to bait their time here as there's the jump in from Limp. And this is the beginning of the end for Navi as Magical pops his BKB, dies shortly after. I would not, I was going to say GG to follow.
Oh,
and Navi just completely handed this game to Alliance. Oh my god.
Oh.
You okay?
Dude, I don't remember the last time I watched a game and I felt so sorry for a team.